Hi, everybody. April Jones here, Jones Law Firm PC, family law attorneys in Colorado for over 22 years. So we serve our clients. We do family law exclusively. I've been an attorney 30 years. And today I am here to talk to you about what fathers and husbands need to know before filing for divorce or when you're contemplating filing for divorce. So these are 5 things you need to know, okay? So, number one, you need to know your own mind. That's really important because there are so many outside forces sometimes that try to tell you what you should do and what you shouldn't do and why. And you really need to think about what's important to you, what you think you're going to gain and what you think you're going to lose. And then you need to do your own analysis and say, yeah, this is worth it to me. Because it's a big change potentially, dividing your money, your property, your children, what things do you love more than that, right? So that's something to think about, is really search yourself, know your own mind. And if you need to get some counseling or talk to a pastor or a trusted advisor, not someone who will tell you what they would do if they were you and then turns around when it's them, they don't do it at all. Oh man, if she did that to me, I would leave her. You have your barber tell you that, and you look up, your barber's wife does all sorts of things and he doesn't go anywhere. So you have to know your own mind, think about what's best for you, talk to a trusted advisor, read a good book, and decide what's best for you, for your family, for your finances. So that's number one. Number two, know what you think is best for your children. So if you have children, the standard of care in Colorado is the best interest of the child. So the court's going to be making decisions based on the best interest of your particular child. And that's something you should think about, as you're contemplating this. Are you looking for 50-50 parenting time? Are you looking to have week on, week off? Are you looking to just have weekends? Are you looking for mom to just have weekends because you've got some concerns about her ability to parent? The court is looking to have a child have parenting time with 2 fit and proper persons to parent. And if you're each fit and proper persons to parent, you're going to need to share parenting time. And a lot of that depends on the age of the child. They've got different parenting schedules. My law firm, we're DenverDivorceAttorneys.com. That's Denver Divorce Attorneys with an S. We can talk to you about some potential parenting plan schedules. If you're just looking to get information, that's a giveaway or something that we can mail to you, some potential parenting plan schedules where you can think about the age of your child and what's best for your family. So a key component of my 5 tips is what is best for you and for your family. What's best for your children. So you need to think about that, like how bonded they are right now with each parent is relevant, but depending on their age, a 4-year-old might be more bonded to one parent than the other, but that doesn't mean that you should have less parenting time so that by the time they're 14, they still see you less because they were close to their mom when they were 4. That's not how that works either. So one of the things the court looks at is the wishes of the parents. That's the parenting time. They look at the wishes of the child if the child is mature enough to express their wishes, but it's still just a factor. And when you're thinking about what makes a child mature enough, one example I like to give my clients is think about what age you would leave your child home alone. Some people might leave a 6th grader home alone to run to the grocery store. Some people would never do that. Sometimes you would let a 15-year-old, babysit all day. You might let a 16-year-old stay at home alone. Some people would never let their 16-year-old stay at home alone, never let their child babysit, until the wee hours of the night. It really depends on the maturity of your child. That's what you think about as a parent when you say, should I leave this child home alone for an hour, 2 hours, 5 hours overnight? How mature are they? So that's a kind of a way to think about your own child. How mature are they? And if they're not mature enough to express a court's opinion, then their opinion will not be one of the factors the court weighs. But if they are, it will be. So those are the things, a couple of things to look at. Number 3, know what you want to do with your property, or at least know what property you have. Maybe it's a little early to know exactly what you want to do, but you can do big picture. What do I want to do? We own a house. Do I want to keep the house and live in it and buy my wife out? do I want to move and have my wife keep the house and she buys me out? I mean, there's only so many choices, right? You have a piece of property, one person keeps it, buys the other person out, or you sell it. Now, the timing of that can vary. Maybe you'll say you'll sell it after a year, or you'll sell it when the children hit a certain age, or you'll sell it immediately. But it is the same sort of thing. When are you going to refinance and pay the other person? Are you going to refinance now? Are you going to refinance in a year, 6 months? Do you have 90 days to get it sold or refinanced? Those are the things that vary. But the big brush concept of who keeps the house, who doesn't keep the house, and do we sell the house? I mean, I have had people in my 30 years who decided to continue to live in the house in separate locations in the home. I've had people continue to own the house and do something that's called a nesting arrangement, which is where the children stay in the house and it's the parents who come and go on their parenting time. So things can be done that are unique and different and perfect for your family if you say, or and not perfect, but in the best interest of your family, right? So we've got, lots of different things we can talk to you about, but it's important for you to think in advance, what matters to me? What does my heart say is right? What does my pocketbook say is right? Or what are my children saying is right in terms of who keeps the house, who doesn't keep the house? Look at proximity to schools when you're talking about where you're going to move to. If you move out of the house, that's one of the things that I ask if I can, paint the brush of my clients' lives, which is, I can't, but I can make suggestions that you live in a proximity to the school, on a bus route, or someplace where you can meet in the middle if the children are younger, or someplace where you can get to the daycare or school pickup, relatively easily. If you move an hour and a half away and you want 50-50 parenting time, and then there's traffic getting back and forth to school, then you're just kind of causing problems for us in terms of getting your children 50-50, right? Whereas if you are on a bus line, or you are in walking distance to school, or within a 30-minute drive or something reasonable, there's no prescribed number of minutes. It's just, think about it from a common sense perspective and for the best interest of your children, then you can make some things easier on yourself. And sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes you have to live 2 hours away, and sometimes you have a child who gets car sick and they can't handle the drive. So decisions have to be made, and we do that too, right? So we'll look at what's best for you and what's best for your family. We'll talk about it, and we can help you make decisions that are best given the totality of the circumstances that you are facing. Number 4, know your finances. That's an important one, your finances. What assets and debts do you have, what your incomes are? And you don't have to know everything initially, but if you can, while you're contemplating it, go ahead and take a look at your taxes, look at your pay stubs, look at your wife's pay stubs, look at the value, go on Zillow, see the value of your assets for your property, and pull your mortgage statements and see what you owe and what your interest rates are. I mean, get a sense as much as you can of your financial picture. And then when we talk, we'll talk about what the court would order, what you might otherwise agree to, what your options are. In Colorado, all assets acquired during marriage are marital unless it's separate property or inheritance or that sort of thing. And even if you have separate property, increase in value is marital. So there are a lot of rules to this. And in order to really know what's best or what the court might do, you need to talk to an attorney. So obviously we can help you with that, and representation with a trusted advisor attorney is oftentimes the best thing. But just while you're contemplating it, just look at that. Look at your finances, look at what you think, how you think you'd want to divide them, and then talk to somebody about it. So 5th, do what you feel is best for you and for your family. And with that in mind, if you need some additional help, again, we're DenverDivorceAttorneys.com. I'm April Jones. We've been serving Colorado for 22 years, and we can definitely help you. But you do have a lot to think about. And And we don't underestimate or even begin to try to take away from the weightiness of the decisions that you have to make right now. But at Jones Law Firm PC, we do choose sides. We choose your side. So I hope that helps. And we're here. If you need us, call us. And best of luck to you.